made the park too dangerous. It's too dangerous even for me. You know, that's why I made that commercial, thinking that a bunch of people would want to come here.
I wrote this script 2 days ago and I really want to use it before the topic becomes irrelevant. Low key, I'm irrelevant. But whatever, let's get into the video. So I just filmed this video and I'm going to be taking the thumbnail photo while I'm in bed because I'm tired and I don't feel good, and this video is taking 5 quadrillion years to edit. It being 1 a.m. is also a factor in why I don't want to edit it, but that doesn't matter. Have you noticed that brand always knows what you like? Whether you see an ad on TikTok or YouTube or you see a commercial, it always has some kind of micro trend in it, most likely. And the new Adidas ad is a prime example, because it had a bunch of celebrities that everyone liked. But some people didn't also like. But again, that's just opinions based. One day it's a random aesthetic on TikTok, next day it's on ads built on billboards and collabs and limited edition drops, and suddenly it feels like it was never just a trend, it was always the company. That isn't a coincidence. It's a strategy, and it all leads to one uncomfortable idea. Brands don't care about you. They care about your attention, money, and your views. Modern brands don't just sell products anymore. They sell identity. Identity.
Dreams that you had
Identity. Especially close brands, they sell how people perceive you. They don't want you to think, oh, this is a soda, this is a shoe, this is a phone. They want you to think, this is me, this is my personality. I'm connected with this product. Like, I'm so connected. If you think that about products, you're a fool. So they build personalities. Fast food chains start tweeting like chaotic teenagers. Clothing brands act like they're your friend who just gets it. Tech companies try to sound emotionally aware. Even water brands at this point, I think, try to feel like lifestyle movements and by getting lifestyle influencers to sponsor them, or so that they sponsor the lifestyle influencers. Yes. But here's the thing that some people just aren't getting. It's all manufactured. A brand doesn't have a personality. It has a marketing team full of 80-year-olds, most likely. I bet there's not a single person there under the age of 20. It has a marketing team that studies engagement metrics and decides what tone keeps you watching, liking, and sharing. When a brand feels funny, relatable, or self-aware, it's not because it woke up and became human, or because the higher-ups let a 20-year-old intern take control of their social media. It's because relatable and funny is what is good in the algorithm. If you guys are wondering why I keep on putting my hands like right here, my knees are right here, like my setup, and then my computer's over there. Doing stuff like that. Trends don't stay underground anymore, they get harvested. A micro aesthetic shows up online, maybe it's indie fashion, nostalgic tech edits. I can't even read my script, I wrote this. A color palette or a sound, it grows naturally in small communities, then it hits critical mass. That's when the brands step in. They copy the aesthetic, repackage it, strip it of all of what it deserves, like goth, for example. A lot of brands like Shein, they strip everything that it means, and then they just try and sell a product to teens who fit in that aesthetic but don't have enough money to buy this stuff. And that's when personal feels commercial. This is where things get interesting. Most people don't even notice the shift because brands are careful. They don't copy exactly, they translate. They take something organic and make it safe, marketable, and mass friendly. what used to feel like expression has become inventory. One of the most powerful, or annoying in my opinion, tools brands use is in fake closeness. You see it everywhere. We miss you emails from companies you've never emotionally bonded with. Bestie tones and ads. Brands replying to tweets like they're a part of a group chat, or commenting on silly videos. POV, find your favorite type of hoodie type content. It's designed to blur a line in your brain. Are you interacting with a company or a person? Sorry to burst your bubble, but the answer is always company. But the feeling they're selling is connection, because Gen Z is going through a loneliness epidemic. They need to feel friends. That's why AI has gone up so much in popularity, because people need someone to talk to. People need an actual person to make it feel like that they aren't going completely insane. If they don't have someone to talk to at all times, they're gone. And it's because they're so picky with who they hang out with. I can be picky with who I hang out with too. Like, I like to stay to my specific group of friends, but at least I have friends. I'm going into middle school next year. Ooh, kind of age reveal. But but there's a line where it becomes talking to an AI just because of anxiety and you have to build up the courage, or talking to because you just don't want to talk to anyone else and you want someone that will constantly agree with your views. That's where it starts to go downhill. But connection is powerful because humans are wired to respond to it emotionally. It's just our brains. When a brand feels like a friend, you stop evaluating it logically. You stop responding to it socially. That's when the marketing becomes most effective. My hair is getting really annoying today. It may seem like trends are random, but brands actually actively help shape them. Sorry if the angle is different. My camera died. Boo at the camera dying. Boo. It died, so now I had to plug it up and it just wasn't standing where I wanted to put it. So now it's just staying right here. So just had to get that out of the way. But as I was saying, brands aren't random. Brands help shape them. They don't just react, they forecast. You want to know what they track? Because I'm going to tell you. They track search behavior, engagement spikes, influencer performance, early niche communities. Then they amplify what's already growing, and once they accelerate the cycle. So here's the cycle. 1. Discover microtrend. 2. Mass-produce version of it. 3. Push it through ads and influencers. 4. Normalize it. 5. Replace it with the next trend. It's not creativity, it's momentum farming. Anime has become really popular, and as someone who used to get bullied for watching anime, I find it good. I think that everyone should be able to express their communities. I think that hating on someone for liking a specific type of show is dumb. I personally love anime. I'm a huge anime nerd, and I was also a gotcha kid. I was a weird kid, okay? And I see LARPs, and I get called a LARP. I'm not a LARP, you guys. Do I have any video or photo evidence? No, because I deleted all of that off the internet a long time ago. But I'm not a LARP, you guys. And anime, it becoming so much more accelerated with the hantavirus. Almost said hentavirus. But it's becoming a lot accelerated with that, which I think the hantavirus isn't going to get that out of control. I can make a one-time video on that on its own, but that's not the topic of today's video. But nothing's creative anymore. Brands are just momentum farming. The faster it moves, the more exhausted consumers become, because everything is trending all the time and nothing really matters for long. Micro trends are Microtrends are moving faster than ever, with people having nothing to do and just sitting at home like sitting ducks because they can't talk to anyone. Their AI is becoming boring. There's nothing to do on the top app charts anymore, so they just buy and buy and buy and buy, and that isn't healthy. But brands feed into it because of course they're going to. Boo, new camera angle again. Bro. I think I fixed it. Ooh. New camera angle again. Okay, let's get back into the video. But here's the part that isn't just brands are evil masterminds that are trying to get into our brains. Put on your tinfoil hats. Elon Musk is secretly the president and is a secret alien lizard thing. Here's the part where it isn't that. It works because it taps into real human needs: belonging, identity, expression, self-validation. Like someone sees a brand using their language, their humor, or their aesthetic, and it feels like recognition. Like, they see me, they know what I want, and they're friendly enough. And it's probably just some 20-year-old doing this thing on, like, and it's their first internship and blah, 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 blah. It isn't, first of all. Who actually believes that? A lot of people do. A lot of people used to. A lot of people still do. Who am I to judge? But I'm gonna pull a 2020 TikTok here, and pull a reverse engineering psychology trick. They're reverse engineering. You're not actually being seen. You're being categorized, marketed to based on your algorithm, and based on what you like on TikTok, and based on what you watch on YouTube, and based on where you live. And the more specific your identity becomes online, the easier it is for brands to target you. The biggest modern shifts from the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, is how everything becomes an aesthetic. You like a certain food? Ooh, that's an aesthetic. You like a certain show? Yo, that's an aesthetic. You like a certain color? Oh, you like this? You'll really like this color, orange? That's an aesthetic. Even things that used to be personal or subculture, once something becomes aestheticized, it becomes simplified, replicable, and shoppable. A lifestyle stops being lived and starts being packaged. Like you could get bullied for something, then it could become popular, then everyone would call you a trendsetter, and then as soon as it stops being popular, people will call you late to the trend and a LARPer. Words cannot describe how much I hate the word LARPer, or just LARP in general. I don't like that word. It's stupid. If people, like, you can't call someone a LARP just because they're pretty and they like anime. Fucking retards. In this point of time, you don't just like something, you create a vibe. And that's better for brands because aesthetics and vibes are easier to sell. If they can sell the feeling, they don't have to convince you about the product itself. Someone on TikTok, or just an influencer, even if it doesn't work, they can say, this made me lose weight. It made me so excited for bikini season. When the product most likely doesn't work at all and is not FDA approved, which something that is being sold for your body definitely should be. And if you watched this part of the video, first off, thanks. Second off, at the core of all this one thing, at this entire algorithm and all this jumbo mumbo I've been speaking of, is one thing: attention. Every brand is competing in the same ecosystem: your feed, your scroll, your watch time, and your clicks. So they optimize for one goal: staying visible. That's why things get louder, colors get more saturated, everything becomes faster and more repetitive over time, because that's just what people enjoy. Not because creativity is dying, because attention's being auctioned off. The more chaotic the environment, the more extreme content has to be to stand out, so brands adapt to that. And you become the audience What? And you become an audience in an attention ecosystem where your focus is the product. Now, this doesn't mean every brand is malicious. I definitely support buying from small artists and supporting small businesses. A brand doesn't, but they're all structurally incapable of caring in the way people do. A brand doesn't have memory, doesn't have relationships, doesn't have empathy, doesn't have continuity of self. It has data, strategy, incentives, and targets. So when a brand feels personal, it's because it's successfully simulated familiarity long enough for you to respond emotionally. That's the job. Now, the point of this video is not to say stop using brand or everything is fake so nothing matters. I'd be a dumbass if that was the point of this video. But you wanna know what the point is? It's awareness. Because once you see the pattern, it changes how you move through. Once you start noticing when something is actually resonating with you versus being optimized to resonate with you. And that distinction matters more than it seems. Because in a world where attention is constantly being shaped, directed, and sold back to you, you're the most valuable thing you can keep is your ability to notice when you're being marketed to, not just when you're being spoken to. Brands don't care about you, but they are very good at making it feel like that they do. And the moment you realize the difference, that's when the illusion starts to break. If you made it this far, you clearly like to see me talk, and so you should definitely subscribe because that helps a lot. Helps more than you think it do. Hype this video so that it can get views actually. And you know what? Leave a like while you're at it. Leave a comment. Say you hate it, say you love it. I don't care. It's also give me your opinions. Follow the TikToks. Follow my friends' TikToks. And comment down below what content you would like me to make in the future, because I don't post for months at a time because I don't know what to post. I just finally realized something that I definitely could post that would make sense, you know? Is it clocking? Okay, bye, I love you guys.